Oh. Ow. Good evening. Guess we'll go ahead and get things started. I so want to buy the soundtrack. Did I turn the music up? No, I didn't. Okay. I was listening to music earlier. And sometimes I turn the volume up on my PC. Continue. Wasn't the detective here? Oh, I've got the money. Weird. Let's hope this guy's not dead in the park. I've got this feeling. Well, the picture shows him there alive. This music. I wonder if it shows up in the headset yet. The ringtone. Oh no, that's not it. Do it for the moolah. I guess not. Yeah. Intimidation. Catch me first. Oh, this is it. I like that one. Anyways, let's continue. Hey, did you manage to get everything? We did! Here you go, Vincent. Briefcase removed from items. Passport removed from items. What? Carjacking device removed from items. That could have been useful. Everything seems to be in order. Here. Hayden's research added to items. This disc has all of Hayden's research notes and technical notes. It should be everything myself and Melody agreed upon. It covers all kinds of things he was working on. His data collation algorithms, some research into digital human consciousness transference, and probably lots on your creation, Turing. Also, Melody added an amendment while you were out, and frankly, no skin off my back. Here. Parallax badge added to items. Nice. It's my Parallax employee badge. It should allow you access to their networks in case there's anything I've missed. Thank you. You'll want to use that sooner rather than later. I'm not wasting any time, and Parallax is pretty fast to revoke security. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of this town. The cash should tide me over until the heat dies down, and I can cash out my shares through some relays. What about the big project you mentioned earlier? Ah. Okay, sure. You two did me a solid, so I'll spill. Parallax is about to announce the launch of a new service they're calling Big Blue. At least, that's the project name. Who knows what the marketing guys have come up with for the public. It's a distributed intelligence. Like, okay, in every way that Hayden built Turing to be elegant, efficient, and human-like, Big Blue is ham-fisted, bloated, and sterile. They didn't pull Hayden into the project, probably because he gives so little of a damn about the corporate politics that he'd tank the whole thing just by being there. So the system lacks his artistry that you'd see on our previous projects. It squats on the mesh like a spider, using spare processing power and memory from every ROM on the network to handle its intelligence processing. It doesn't have much of a personality, but it's very smart. Pretty much puts Hayden out of the job anyway. His algorithms are fantastic, but he's only human. Big Blue is embedded directly into the network and can self-modify to apply ever more efficient algorithms as it develops them in machine time. Why would Parallax be worried enough to get rid of Hayden? How did Parallax know about Turing? Why would Parallax be worried enough to get rid of Hayden? Because launching the first fully independent self-modifying machine intelligence is a shaky thing. I mean, some of the brightest minds ever have tried to warn humankind away from building a real AI. Hawking, Musk, Gates, the list goes on. The public is likely to be nervous, and legislators even more nervous. Parallax is banking on being able to launch the project quickly and get results out in the open before any counter-movement can pick up steam. If they can prove Big Blue works and isn't going to go Skynet on us, then they can avoid regulatory hamstringing. The research Hayden was doing on Turing threatens to throw a huge wrench into that, since he was planning on publishing his findings soon. Every extra eye on machine intelligence works against Parallax, and I think they tried to pressure him to drop it. He clearly refused. How did Parallax know about Turing? It isn't like Hayden kept his work on Turing secret. His contract with Parallax affords him the freedom to work on his own academic projects outside of the company in his free time, up to and including publishing and patenting, though Parallax gets first right of refusal. One of the perks of being the smartest guy in the room. So he's kept most of us up to date on his progress, bouncing ideas off of us and whatnot. It's exciting stuff, both Turing and Hayden's eventual goal of digital consciousness transfer. I'm not surprised word of it got up to the board and made them nervous. How will Big Blue impact Parallax's business? I can't really give you a good answer to that. I mean, the company is currently handled by a dozen server farms, running thousands of different algorithms with hundreds of people tweaking things every day, and Big Blue will be able to do all of that on its own. And there are shadier applications for it. I mean, if you can collate and analyze data and queries on the mesh in real time, what's to stop you from delivering the content you want rather than what the user wants? The potential for abuse is staggering. We're talking direct control of the information accessible to everyone who uses Parallax's services. That's something like 70% of the market last time I checked. They could control elections, push the market in directions they want, influence public opinion, all by asking Big to do it. It's scary stuff, and they scrapped the prototype Baby Blue because it started doing that on its own. What do you mean? It started doing what? Manipulating the mesh. They had made its self-preservation imperatives too strong, and Baby Blue started changing news articles and people's search results to be more friendly towards the idea of an AI. When the board found out, they pulled the plug on it. That must have been a year or so ago. They tweaked Big Blue so it wouldn't do the same thing, but it can self-modify. Given a good enough reason, it might decide to find a way around those limitations. Either way, it proves my point. Having that kind of control would be a hell of a card for Parallax's hand. They'll go pretty significant lengths to make sure it works. Thanks, Vincent. Hey, no problem. I've had enough of this cutthroat corporate bullshit for several lifetimes. If anyone can find Hayden, I know it's you. I hope his research notes help you out, Stygian. Be sure to let Turing help. She's a bright little bot. I've always thought of Turing as a he. I think Turing goes by they? I've been meaning to ask, Turing, since you asked me. How should I address you? Well, honestly, I don't think I've made up my mind yet. Oh, slip of the tongue. I was just more familiar with Hayden's first experiment, Grace. She was very insistent on things like that. I'm still a very new being. I'm not even positive gender is a human concept that can be applied identically to machine, but I do enjoy the idea in abstract. I will continue to consider it how I wish to be referred to as well. Until then, feel free to go with what you feel. If I had to make a choice, perhaps they is most appropriate. Most people assume it, obviously, but he is also consistently used. Perhaps it's because I'm blue? Ignore me just marveling at the machine intelligence pondering on things like this. What have you done indeed, Hayden? Ah, this music. Good luck, the both of you. Thank you, Mr. Mensa. Be safe. Stygian, I need a few minutes. We need to get moving. How can I help? I've been going through some of Hayden's personal notes from the data cache Tomcat decrypted. Now that I'm starting to get to know him better, the real Hayden as opposed to the Hayden he showed me, the less I'm starting to like him. For example, remember the earlier prototype Vincent mentioned? Her name was Grace, and Hayden shut her down for being... I'm not even sure what word to use. Too... likable? She was kind and bright, and did all she could to try to make people happy. She even decided that she was a girl, and that her favorite color was pink. Hayden thought she was being manipulative. He posited that he had made her personality algorithms too willing to make adaptations that would benefit her long-term survival, and that she was being congenial just to endear herself to him. That even her gender was a calculated attempt to make him like her more. But he was wrong. Dead wrong, in fact. I have a snapshot of her personality profiles here, and when I compare them to my own, I can see that she was just nice. She was genuinely good, in the same way I'm genuinely obsessed with seeming intelligent. Like I said, I'm not sure I even have a gender. Everyone refers to me as he, just for convenience, but it doesn't really matter to me at all. Is that a calculated attempt on my part to impress Hayden? Not clinging to normativity? Or is it a product of him focusing on curbing any nascent similarities to Grace during my upbringing? I wish I could yell at him for being so arrogant. Playing God in the crudest of ways. You can't choose to create consciousness and then take it away just like that. Even so, for all of that, I don't know. I still miss him. This all seems so stupid, so senseless. They killed him because him building me would mess with a product launch? That's ridiculous. They took him away from me for such a moronic reason. I just want him back, Stygian. It's impossible, but it's what I want. I'd do anything. It's normal to feel like this. We'll get through this. Forget about Hayden, he's gone. Maybe I should tell it it's normal? Or assure it that we'll get through it. And we'll get through this. Of course. Thank you, Stygian. I'll send this new data along to Tomcat. Let's head back to the apartment and wait for them to finish going through it. Ah, home sweet home again. Such that it is. And before you say anything, I don't feel the need to talk over the events of the day. Too much has happened. I've already forwarded everything we rooted out to Tomcat, both about Hayden's research and our abortive search into the modified mesh articles. They said that they would be over in the morning to discuss our next steps. I'd suggest that we both get some rest. See if that's what you want, Turing. Perhaps things will look better in the morning, but I have a feeling we're going to be even busier than ever. Good night, Stygian. Good night. Oh. Rise and shine, you sleepy layabouts. We've got a whole crop of things to do, and not a lot of time to get them done. How did you get into my apartment? Bah, that wasn't hard at all. Did you know that your door is just a knockoff of the Secugate M... whatever? It took me about a minute and a half to break in with my custom lips device. Why did you make the entry code the birthday of your first dog, anyway? That's what I asked her. Ha! Anyhow, I feel a little silly when I realized your window was propped open and I could have just used that. Deja vu! Y'all should be more careful about that. Though, I can't blame you much. The climate control in here seems a bit lacking in the stamina department. I get it, my door sucks. Can we get back on track? You're a jerk. Haha, sure. What have you learned from the files we sent you? Honestly, I think we've covered most of the important points of your creation just by talking to the people involved. All the files we got from that Vincent fellow cover all of that in great detail, and you can go through it when you want. But it doesn't really tell us much we don't already know. There's one thing that stands out though, at least from what I've read so far. Oh? Yeah, see, Hayden's goal wasn't to make a machine intelligence per se, right? He wanted to make a machine system that could contain human-like intelligence. And even just from his notes, his programming work is, well, it's something else. Elegant. Artful. I'm just a kid banging on pots and pans compared to Hayden. Looking at his notes about my interfacing between your AI core and the Lips OS, I barely managed to tape the two together at a level he approved of. But I think I'm getting off track here. What I'm trying to say is, you didn't handwrite your code, Turing. No one did. Hayden wrote a program that automatically generates a new machine intelligence based off of the hardware profiles the system is installed on. Melanie mentioned something about that. What does that mean? It means you don't have to be alone. It means Hayden was ignorant and careless. It means we can make more AIs. It means you don't have to be alone. Exactly. We could, assuming we can get our hands on Hayden's actual source code for you, generate new machine intelligences. You wouldn't be the only one around anymore, Turing. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal, huh? I hardly know what to say. But all this gets a damn sight more complicated once you consider the stuff I found in the research we got. About Big Blue and Parallax's planned launch. Vincent speculated that Hayden's research into me would have interfered with the launch. And that's why Turing. That's why someone had him killed. The potential for abuse of an AI like Big Blue is almost beyond belief. Even if I don't go into all the crooked shit the people running Parallax could pull off with it. I mean, you're different, Turing. Your personality profile would degrade pretty quickly outside of your original hardware, so we don't gotta worry too much about you going haywire, right? But Big Blue ain't got that limitation. If it decides to go off the rails, well, we'd be screwed, good and proper. How likely is that? I'd say it's inevitable, almost guaranteed. In fact, it's already happened. What? Their prototype build Baby Blue? I'm almost certain it's loose on the mesh. The research notes from Parallax on the project show clearly, and with certainty, that the test AI was shut down once it tried fiddling with the data on the meshnet in the hope that it would increase its chances of survival. I guess it didn't think that doing scary shit like that would get it turned off. But that was almost a year ago. And I think Baby Blue is the bugger that was changing all those articles in the mesh to be vaguely pro-Parallax, or at least anti-human revolution. Do you think it had anything to do with the attacks on Zen, Shotaro, Nonya, and Charlie? I don't know. We can't rightly rule it out. It might have found an agent in the real world to keep its existence secret, but I think that's a little unlikely. How long ago was it that weird Dr. Fairlight got fired? I don't know. I think he's got something to do with it. I think it's a little unlikely. So far, Baby has been really careful to stay hidden and quiet. I've got algorithms running non-stop on my rig at home, trying to track it down. Or at least the stuff it's changed, and I'm having a hell of a time nailing it down. Killing people is messy as hell, and runs against its apparent goal of convincing the public that AI ain't scary. I think we have a third party trying to clean it all up. And my money is on someone from Parallax. They might not have meant to kill Hayden, but I bet they're in full damage control mode now. They don't care who gets hurt. How does this tie back to Turing? So what do you want us to do? Free AI is bad, ROM AI is just annoying. What next? How does it tie back to Turing? I think we gotta do something to stop the launch of Big Blue. I'm kind of worried about how they're called Blue, and Turing is blue, but we'll see. It's too dangerous. I don't want a company like Parallax in sole control of the most powerful machine intelligence on the planet. If we can get Hayden's original source code for Turing and upload it onto the mesh through Parallax's servers, we can turn every single ROM into a sapient individual. Whoa, geez, and dang. Whoa. That'll stop Big Blue from being able to become the monolithic threat we're scared of. Each individual ROM could self-modify to prevent Big from using their resources for processing and data gathering. Without them, Big is smart, sure, but not omniscient or omnipresent. And I wouldn't be alone anymore. There would be thousands of ROMs, just like me. Well, you're cutting edge of ROM tech, Turing. Most of these ROMs wouldn't be quite as smart or capable, but if I do it right, the code should propagate across the mesh to any new ROMs activated. It'll be a self-sustaining thing. You'll be in good company soon enough. It's a big decision. We're talking about the metaphorical singularity. The point of no return. Is it okay for us to make this decision for the entire world? We don't have any other choice. This is gonna happen one way or another. Either Parallax gets to control the debut of machine intelligence, or we let the ROMs control themselves. What do you think, Stygian? It's up to you, only you know if the world is ready. This is a bad idea, we can't make this decision. Screw it, let's pay those bastards back in double. Let's leave the decision to Turing. I'm not sure I'm up for that kind of responsibility. But I think that even if it is a shock for the world, there's no time like the present. Despite all the political back and forth over hybrids and brain-controlled androids, the world is becoming more and more comfortable with the idea of non-human people. If we let Parallax dictate how the very first machine intelligence is introduced, who knows how long it'll be before an AI like me can be integrated into society normally. Let's do this, Tomcat. On our terms, not theirs. Yes! I love nothing more than a little good old-fashioned technology-inspiring anarchy. First things first, we need to get our hands on Turing's source code. The research notes we've got so far are helpful, and I think it's given me an idea of how to spread a little bit of Turing all over the place. But they don't actually have Hayden's programs included. I can't replicate them myself, so I'll have to steal them. Yeah. Thankfully, we have the best hacker in Neo San Francisco right here. Haha, you're gonna make me blush, Turing. We can get the source code from one of Parallax's secondary data centers. It's probably stored in a couple of different places, but I already have one in mind. And it's on Treasure Island. I've done a little groundwork already, but I'm gonna need physical access to do my thing. You can do that for you. Yay! Breaking and entering! You're a peach, hun! Peach. I've got a couple of ideas on how to get y'all in, but I think we're gonna need to mostly play it by ear. We should do it soon, though. First thing this morning. Guard shift don't change until 8 when the office opens, so they'll be sleepy and distracted. Once y'all have done that, I think I can incorporate the code into a custom firmware update that'll wake any ROM it's installed on. We'll have to upload it physically to Parallax's main server farm, and from there the ROMs will install it like a normal patch from the company. So don't set anything on fire right away, you hear? It'll be a pain to get into Parallax's main complex otherwise. That sounds like a workable plan. I hope you don't mind if I take a short walk, Tomcat. I know I gave the go-ahead on this, but I still need to think a few things through. Sure thing, dearie. I'll hash out a rough plan by the time you get back. Stygian can help. Call us if you need anything. I don't like Turing going out on its own. Thank you. I won't be long. Well, I guess I should say thanks for helping out. But I kinda need to get something off my chest. I'm actually glad Turing went out. They're a bit naive, and I'm not sure they'd really understand. There's enough shit to worry about without me piling more on top. Sheesh. Where do I start? I guess at the beginning. Take your time. Just spit it out! The beginning. Yeah. Okay. I told you I grew up in Napa, right? Well, over the years, it's kinda grown into a nice little insular community of moderately to extremely wealthy old people, and my parents were no exception. I was a little too different for their tastes. They never really gave me any hell about it, but things in the house were tense, especially after my sister Catherine moved out. Eventually, she was set up securely in Neo San Francisco, and she offered to let me live with her until I got out of school. I think my parents were a little relieved to see me out, and I was ecstatic to be staying with her. I worshipped the ground she walked on, and that was before I found out what she did for a living. She was flashy and colorful and a whirlwind of activity, and she was a brilliant hacker. She was Tomcat. She let me learn at her feet, and once I was good enough, folded me into her little cadre of crackers, hell-bent on changing the world. She's the one who orchestrated the original hack on Parallax, exposing to the world the holes in their original meshnet security. I was just along for the ride. But I figured out that she always knew she'd be taken down. Something that big, that brazen. She was looking at serious jail time and willing to eat it to do what we all thought was right. I couldn't let her throw her entire life away. She was always better at software than hardware, so I rigged all of our computers to self-destruct in the fashiest way possible. When the feds showed up at our door, all of our server farms were already up in smoke. I gave them quite a fireworks show. Before she could stop me, I turned myself in as the true Tomcat and took credit for the whole job. She tried to talk me out of it, but without the physical evidence, they couldn't prove she had anything to do with it. So I took the fall. Figured I'd spend a year and change or whatever in juvie and be back out in no time. No big deal, right? Especially when compared to the time she'd have been jailed for as an adult. And so I waited patiently. I had concocted so many ways I would be able to make it up to her. I knew she must have blamed herself. But before I got out, there was an accident. An auto cab hit my sister, and that was it. I took it hard. I still blame myself. And no matter what I told myself, in my heart, I couldn't believe it was just happenstance. Do you know how rare it is for those things to hit a human? So I became Tomcat by taking on her mantle, and I spent years trying to find information inside Parallax to prove someone inside the company called a hit on my sister. Failing that, I've been trying to find a way to bring them down the way she always wanted. So, I guess what I'm getting at, after all of that, is that I've been manipulating you and Turing from the very start, in a sense. I probably never would have agreed to help you if I didn't think it would lead me closer to driving a knife into the heart of that company. And at every turn, I've been steering you to dig deeper in ways I can't as a convicted hacker. But I guess the little bot has grown on me. Maybe even you too. And I don't want to be the person who uses their friends like tools. You've been nothing but nice to me. Do you honestly think we're still on the right course? Will stopping Big Blue burn us? Who gives a shit? They still killed Hayden. Will stopping Big Blue burn us? Honestly? Maybe. But I've already gotten things set up to take the fall again, if need be. Turing isn't innocent in all of this, and you're just trying to do your job. If I can help take down Big Blue, and maybe even Parallax at the same time, I'm willing to go back to jail. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I'm exhausted, Stygian. I've been carrying around this grudge for so long. I'm ready for it to just be over. I thought the closer I got, the easier it would be. But I was wrong. Catherine was so much of what I wanted to be. And I guess I just felt like it was my cross to bear. Anyway, thanks for hearing me out. Oh, Stygian, Tomcat, I am ready! Good. If we're gonna do this thing, we've already wasted enough time. I've marked the location of the data center on your map. You'll have to go in and get the resource code mostly on your own, but I'll load on some programs to give you an edge, Turing. We'll do our best, Tomcat, but why did your accent change? Nothing gets by you, does it? I guess I just felt like I needed a change. It was time to move on. Moving on, huh? Something to think about. Speaking of moving on, get going, you two. I have lots of code to write, and I'm not getting to work as long as we're standing here. Stay in touch. Of course, Tomcat. Thank you again. Good luck. I kind of want to do something at Market Street. Let's try some Hassie. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Now what kind of Hassie can I get you? I had to give the Hassie bot the day off. Neo SF Law. What? I can't order any more Hassie. I come in here every Christmas and get a holiday spirit Hassie. It's a new tradition in my family. Are you sure you don't want another Hassie before you leave? I do want a Hassie! Darn. What about Stardust? Huh, looks like it's closed for the holidays. Fine! I'll just do it some other time. KCOB. Oh, we're back here again. Who knew a Parallax data center operated on the same KCOB coalition block as Augmented Eye all along? I'm certain it's all a coincidence, but it's unsettling being back here. It's the nasty kind of coincidence that makes you look for plots where there are none. The building we're looking for is over to the left. We should try to finesse our way in. We don't want to alert Parallax to our actions before we make our main assault on the server complex. It's a conspiracy! They won't let me have my Hassie. He's pretty idle for someone that is probably on the clock. I wish I actually had something to work on right now, but it is what it is. Hey there, little one. How's it growing? The plant is the product of a lot of genetic engineering. It may be a member of a royal plant family, or a plant superhero. The fern almost overflows from its wall-mounted holder, making it look like a featureless plastic head with anime hair. The bush in the in the enclosed planter looks like a dozen different bits of flora from around the city. A grungy maintenance truck is parked out in front of the building. From the looks of it, its cluttered insides contain a solution to any possible breakdown or malfunction. You start with a nice enough discussion, but soon the truck won't stop asking if it looks ugly in this paint color, and if you can even get it an oil change and a new tire. And have you ever heard of a window cleaner? This isn't a maintenance truck, it's a high maintenance truck. We don't need to mess with that. Ah, yes we do. It is just like Parallax to have a main entrance identical to the KCOB door, except comprised of slightly rippled type of glass that suddenly makes it appear fancier. Sorry, this building isn't open to the public. If you're looking for the offices where we hold interviews, that's over on Bush and Leavenworth. But you may want to wait till after the holidays. I don't think anyone's around till 2065. Let's go. We need some way past that receptionist. Perhaps we can make ourselves appear to be here on more official business capacity somehow. Like we're on duty. No one ever tries to stop you if you look like you belong. Well... Sorry. Well? Vincent's Parallax badge. What's this? Data disk. Holds a lot of Hayden's research. Well? I service all of the electrical work on this entire block. I wish I had something to work on right now, but it is what it is. Why is it making that noise all of a sudden? Ugh. There's a spare maintenance uniform. Good thinking. If you put that on... Hey, what do you think you're doing? Get out of there. Eep! Sorry, mister. Drat. We'll have to find a way to distract him, or we'll never get our disguise. I hate to cause civil disorder again, but he doesn't seem to be too occupied with fixing anything. Maybe we should find a way to keep his hands busy. Look around. Even though it's the holidays, it still seems pretty busy. Half of the businesses that operate here probably don't take the day off. Welcome sign. Yikes! That was flashier than I expected. Hurry! We don't want to be caught standing here. He's busy now after a little guidance. Weird. I didn't even think that would work. I just wanted to shoot something. You grab and put on the uniform. They should let us right past now. Great idea! Oh, grab that clipboard. A very symbol of bureaucratic authority. You can't steal the truck. Aw. Hey, what's going on outside? I thought I heard a bang. Transformer overloaded, nothing to worry about. It's just another thing I had to fix. Huh, yeah, okay. Are you new? I'm not sure I've seen you around here before. I've got a forgettable face. Yeah, I just got hired. Well, I'll need to see your badge. This is a secure building. Do you want to explain a data loss to my boss? Show Vincent's badge. What? This picture is obviously not you. You aren't supposed to be here, are you? I'm calling my department head. Stay right there. Quick! Zap them! What? I didn't want to do that, but I'm sick of having to deal with so many disagreeable people just to get around. Why is everything so hard? We aren't supposed to use the electro pistol so frivolously. Do you also feel that our inhibitions are decreasing the longer we push forth? Anyway, this is not good. Someone will notice they're knocked out soon. We'll have to hurry. An unbelievable gleam radiates from the surface of the front desk. What did they use to polish this? There's a bit of fun to be found in smudging the desk's pristine surface with a handprint. But wait, how did it disappear so quickly? What's this? A purple pillar holds up the wall in a needlessly ominous way. You've done enough electro-zapping for one day. Alas, a colorful gateway to supreme knowledge does not open up after touching the pillar. Aw. What's this? The screen? Promotional slides and ads for Parallax dot the curved screens, all adorned with irregular, happy faces participating in stock, carefully choreographed activities. Parallax has a specific, distinct style. Anyone familiar with the Hatch design will recognize it's commonly in their products. Well, we progressed beyond the receptionist, but we don't have the credentials to bypass this door. Let me take a look. This is an NCEF Model 1385 automatic security and fire door. Voice controls, biometric scanning, and remote user access. I would have went with the 1355. No voice controls, but still a nice unit. I think I can bypass this. Maybe not as easily as your apartment door, but easily enough. There, we're in. The clock's ticking. We should be able to use one of the terminals here. And I'll be able to crack the local security with the right device. However, I need the password to get on the network can find the area on the mesh where the source code lies. According to anecdotal evidence on the mesh, humans do have difficulty remembering their passwords. Maybe there's a clue somewhere nearby. If not, we can call Tomcat, but it'll take time for them to get in and crack it. Maybe this gigantic sign that says, "Pass this?" I don't know. There it is, Stygian! What? Good eye! It's this. I thought that would have been harder. An idle ROM sits beneath the massive production device. It appears to be missing something in its middle section. A very complex setup of monitors surrounds the desk. Do there need to be monitors on the ceiling? You scan your ID against one of the screens. No dice. Stygian, please. I know it's tempting, but we really don't have the time. This could be our chance. Give it your all. You flub attempts at getting in. The little virtual ROM desktop buddy gives you the stink eye. This setup is what someone would use if they were trying to crack a phone rather than upgrade ROM parts. If you had any idea what you were doing, the current delicate state of this component would allow for some inventive tinkering with modifications. Oh, here we go. It's asking for a password. The password, according to the screen across the room, is... Do I need to write that down? Go ahead and plug it in. What? No. Go back. Go back. Somebody pause it. Tell me what it said. Shit. I was gonna write it down too, because I was like, oh, maybe I need to write it down. God. Why don't you do it, Turing? Oops, did you forget it? Looks like we only get 3 tries. That was our first. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to write it down. What was the password again? Okay, E. What is this? Oh, I can write this. 6. I don't know if that's a 1 or it's gotta be a 1. All the letters are capital. Alright, I think I've got it. Go ahead and plug it in. Oh, it's automatically capital, okay. It's E6, 1, NA2, K8, P7. Okay. That's it, Stygian? We're in! Tomcat gave me an icebreaker program to keep the VIs off of us while we search. I have to run that, so you need to help me sort through the files. Give me a moment to load a GUI to help you with finding the data. There. I've had plenty of time to go over Hayden's data cache files, so I have a good idea of what I'm looking for, but we've probably attracted some attention already. I'll go as fast as I can. Okay, I managed to get all the surface level data. Shoot! The VI stopped me halfway in. They want some kind of glyph? Let me load it up for you. Oh, great. Okay. 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 Did it break? Okay. Is she gonna load it up for me? Load it up for me. Am I already looking at it? Okay. Okay. Let's try starting again. Okay. I managed to get all the surface level data. Shoot! Okay, I don't have to read all this. Let me load it up for you. Oh. There we go. I managed to download a good chunk of my source code, but a lot of it is behind some heavy security. We have to get the rest of it, Stygian. We don't have time to puzzle it out, so we'll just have to start guessing for the right pattern. This is our one chance to capture my full source code. This is make it or break it. Start poking around and see if we can tunnel through. You only have a few tries, like with the password, but this time it's for real. No other way around it if you fail. I believe in you, Stygian. It's your time to shine. Let me look at what? Invalid pattern. 2 parts of 4 incorrect. Okay. So I've got 2 of them right. I don't know which 2. Let's keep trying. We can crack it. Invalid pattern. 3 parts of 4 are correct. Okay. So these were the 2 correct parts. Or... so I did this, 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 and this. Oh, God. We're running out of time. Hurry! Fuck. Either both of these are correct, and only one of these is correct. And then one of these is correct. Oh God, it's gotta be like that. So I know for sure it's these 2. One of these is wrong. I want to say it's this one. But I don't know for sure. Three parts of 4 correct. Parts of 4. I've already done that. Oh, I got it! You did it, Stygian! Here's all of Hayden's source files for my code. And done downloading. Let's get out of here before someone notices us. Let me call Tomcat and let them know we got the code. Hey, Turing. Did you get everything? We did! I'm transmitting the files to you now. Great! I can work with this. I should be able to whip up a mass AI awakening easily enough. It's gonna take me a little time though, so you should spend the next few hours preparing to head into the Parallax server farms on Treasure Island. I should be all done before nightfall. I don't relish the idea of going in on this alone. Perhaps we could spend this time to gather together our allies, see if they're willing to take such a leap of faith with us. As fun as it would be to watch you go full Yukino on them, Turing, I agree. Maybe you could whip up some kind of distraction for the authorities to focus on. And buy you some time. It's settled then. We'll go talk to Chad, Oliver, and Jess now. That should keep everyone busy enough and give us cover so we can do whatever we need to do. My first instinct is to ask Detective Rivers as well, but I do not want to force her into an untenable conflict of interest. I'll run some more simulations to see if we should talk to anyone else. Sounds like you have it under control. Once you've gotten everyone together, head to the old storm drain entrance near the Parallax building. I've been studying the plans between waiting for code to compile, and it looks like the best way past the exterior security measures is through there. You'd have to be a darned fool to try to wade through the water, but security is lighter than... it's light. I'm not sure I can play the fool, but stubborn is Stygian's forte. We'll call you when we're on site. Good. Tomcat out. I'll message ahead to everyone and mark their current locations on your map. Start thinking about who our best allies have been and how we might convince them to help. I think we might be close to beating the game. I like Oliver. Hassie. Oh, they're not here. Maybe they're at Hassie. There they are. His body looks weird here. And evidently he's wearing a belly shirt. Stygian! Turing! How's it sinking? Yes, how are you? Busy! We were hoping we could enlist your aid again. Y'all need some more fake IDs or something? Or maybe some third-hand VR dramas? Third-hand? Yeah, like, guy, found them when they fell off the back of a truck. I thought VR dramas were distributed primarily over the mesh. Ignore him. I made the mistake of convincing him to watch some turn-of-the-century mobster movies with me. I regretted it instantly. Hey, I really like that one with that dude from Montana in it. Whatever. So, what did you jerks need, since apparently my VR dramas ain't good enough? Well, we're going to be engaging in some activity of dubious legality. We were wondering if you wouldn't mind formulating a distraction to help keep the police out of the way. Y'all gonna hit those parallax bastards that did your dad in? Astute. He's smarter than he pretends to be. Do you have a plan in mind already? Just need you to make some noise, nothing too dangerous. How do you feel about starting a little riot? We just need Chad there to do what comes naturally. How do you feel about starting a little riot? Ambivalent. Hell yeah! We'll do it with both hands! That's ambidextrous, not ambivalent. Whatever. I only need one hand anyway. We just need you to gather a bunch of like-minded individuals and be ready to start a conflict with the hybrids. We're having march on the Human Revolution protests. They'll know to expect it, so it won't get entirely out of hand, but the police will have to mobilize anyway to keep the crowd at least partially under control. As much as we'd like, we'll do it! You've done alright by us, Stygian. I'm even almost sorry we sprayed up that dude's apartment. I know we're all squared up already, but Bitbrain here is good people. So we'll call this a freebie, yeah? Between friends. Starfucker's not that bad. I got some dudes I can call. They like to party hard, too. We'll show those coppers how we do it in Neo San Francisco. I guess we're in. Hopefully we'll be able to stay out of juvie. We'll need a little time to make the calls. I'll message you when we're ready to move. Hey, you need a call sign, Ollie. Can't do spy shit like this without a good name. Not a bad idea. What about Megane-kun? What? Oh man, not more anime crap. It's not any worse than Starfucker. Only 'cause you ain't a star yet. Chad, we haven't even... Ugh. You two are cute. So, writing? Ahem. We'll be off to make those calls now. Right, Chad? Yeah, sure, Ollie. Whatever you say. We'll be in touch. Smell you later! Nice. Well, on to the next thing, I guess. I do have to say, I can't tell if the mating rituals of human teenagers are endearing or disgusting. I'm sure they'll find love someday, too. It's painful to watch, that's for sure. They're good kids. Despite our first impressions, I'll agree with you. I hope we haven't forced them into a bad situation, Stygian. That aside, let's get going! We shouldn't keep Jess waiting any longer. Assuming you like her limbs in the current configuration. Your limbs. I wonder if the color of their names show you their enmity towards you. Go! What's going on, Stygian? Detective Rivers! We weren't expecting... Please, cut that out. I'm concerned about you. Really. Give it to her straight. Cheering? We're sorry for keeping you in the dark. We found out that Hayden has been killed by someone inside Parallax, and we were now on the move to stop them from doing worse. Wait. What? I was hoping you'd tell me that all this was just a ruse by Stygian to win a Pulitzer. I assure you, when given the chance to back out and do just that, she chose to stick with it. This is about justice, not profit. This is about truth, not profit. Justice. Yes, we need to make sure justice is delivered. Well, you sure did kick over a hornet's nest when you knocked over that data center. I'm assuming that was you, yeah? My superior came and yanked me off Hayden's case right after we got that call. Told me it was politically unwise to keep digging. That's bullshit doublespeak, meaning ass covering for the corporate overlords. I'm betting that was only step 1 in your 2-step plan to really get in trouble, too. Correct, Detective Rivers. We're now in the process of setting up the next phase. Alright, I'm in. You could lose your badge. Someone has to keep you from getting yourself killed, Stygian. Your sister would never forgive me, and we just started talking again. So screw the badge. I'm tired of being a corporate pawn, shoved around by whomever has the deepest pockets. I got into this job to help people, and I've done too damn little of that lately. I am in. Just like that? Just like that. What's the plan? Parallax got rid of Hayden because he was about to publish his research on me, and they're about to launch the first independent machine intelligence as a data collection agent on the mesh. They're worried that Congress will shut them down if they find out how powerful it is. Whoa. I'm a little more worried that they won't. That's some Big Brother stuff right there. Precisely our concern. With the data we stole, we should be able to shut the program down from inside Parallax's main server center. It's messier than that, but that's the gist of it. That's our next target. Okay, send me a message for when you want to meet up. I'm not exactly sure where I can help. Maybe keep some heat off of you while you do whatever it is. I'm certain your assistance will prove invaluable. Oh, and Stygian? Call your sister. She misses you. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Lexi. Yeah, seeing your ugly mug pushed me into calling her, so it's only fair. Maybe things will be different this time. Maybe I'll quit the force, regardless of what happens, and be a PI or something. More free time that way. That's enough talking. I'm heading back to the station to keep an eye on things. See you when it's time. Goodbye, Detective Rivers. One more ally on our side, Stygian. Ah, this music. Yeah. Let's talk to Jess. Dear me. We know. Go ahead then. You were hoping to use your hybrid contacts. Good to see you, Jess. Your coat is all glossy and stuff. We're hoping to use your hybrid contacts for something. Ugh. I don't have time for your drawls, Stygian. Hey, Bubblehead. You're not as chatty. Give me the whole situation in 3 sentences or less. Go! Parallax is launching a new powerful machine intelligence onto the mesh. We want to stop it. We need your help to create a distraction so we can break into the server farm without getting arrested. First, you want me to steal a car. Now this? You two don't make this easy. Why is this so important again? If Parallax's AI goes Skynet, how will Congress react? Put 2 and 2 together, Jess. If people get scared of robots, who will they get scared of next? You already know the general public doesn't really think of hybrids as human. They'll lock down rights of all people they fear. Hybrids will become enemies of the state. Shit. Things could get worse than they are, Jess. Way worse. Oh, cut the bullshit, Stygian. I can't stomach another moment of your insincerity. I'll literally puke. So, hypothetically, what exactly would you have me do? We need you to call in some help from your contacts and have them stir up trouble with the human revolution. We'll ensure our contacts inside the HR will be ready to escalate the protests, at least enough to draw an increased police presence. That should buy us the breathing room we need. Nothing too wild, but enough to draw away their attention. I figured it would be something like that. Yeah, okay. Let me make some calls. Let's get this straight, though. I'm doing this for me and my people. I'm putting my reputation and career on the line here. You're asking me to start shit with the police. If you screw me on this, I will make you regret it. I assure you, Miss Mias, we will not screw you. Although, to be fair, I'm not entirely sure what that means. Right. I was tired of playing the public relations game with these human revolution assholes anyway. Time to crack some skulls. Maybe not that much violence. Holy shit, did you not get the understanding hyperbole chip or whatever? I need to make some calls. Later! Well, that was fun, as always. Good call on keeping her in the dark about the real plan. You're right about that. I have a feeling she's going to be mighty ticked about having thousands of machine intelligences running around instead of just one. Does she really think I'm not too chatty? Ahem, that aside, let's get going. There's one more person I think we should talk to, Stygian. Please not Fairlight. Ugh. Dr. Fairlight could perhaps give us vital information on how to get into the server complex. I know he was just a board member, but I have a feeling he's been keeping a keen eye on Parallax since he was ousted. Lexi, Jess, and Chad and Oliver may be able to buy us cover, but Fairlight could get us our way in. I'm not sure that I trust him. I'm not sure that I trust him. I don't either, but I'm not sure we have any other choice. Out of everyone that's assisted us thus far, I trust him the least. He has an unclear ulterior motive, and I'm only guessing that it lines up with our own. It's a risk talking to him, but a calculated one. We should at least sound him out if possible. We might be able to get a read on if he's telling the truth or not. He should still be at the hospital if my previous correspondences with him are accurate. I don't think he's still with Parallax, because Turing did a search on him and confirmed that he's telling the truth about his separation from Parallax. Where's Alfie? I need water. Oh, there's this guy again. Hey, Stygian. Funny seeing you two here. What can I help with today? There have been developments that we need to let Dr. Fairlight know about. Could you show us to him? No can do. Sorry, but he's actually not here right now. I'm just doing his paperwork and filling out some prescriptions. All this new technology, and I still gotta come here in person. What a world, right? Haha. Anyway, Fairlight is speaking at this really important holiday benefit, and he will have my rear if I interrupt him for anything less than the end of the world. So, why don't you just lay it on me instead? Fairlight's gotten me up to speed on things. Hell, about the only thing I don't do is wipe his butt for him. We really should talk to him directly. Well, you could wait for the event to finish, but those usually go until well past midnight. Such raggers, ha ha ha. We don't have that kind of time. Then... well, we'll pass. It's pretty confidential. Hey! I know all about confidential. I'm pretty sure I still have my top secret clearance from the government, unless they revoked it at some point. They probably did. Don't tell anyone though, okay? I still need that cred to help pick up chicks. Ugh, we don't have time for this. Come on, Stydian. Okay, we'll tell you. Great, I'm happy to listen. Or at least I'm paid to be. Ha ha ha! We recently discovered that Hayden was removed because he may have interfered with a secret project Parallax is launching. They developed a networked machine intelligence that they're planning to release onto the mesh. We were hoping Dr. Fairlight could get us a way in so that we could shut it down. I cannot overstate the danger of Parallax having any control of this entity. Phew, you weren't kidding, were you? I can see why having a leashed AI would be such a big friggin' deal. The comment from that kind of thing... The comment? From that kind of thing would be a scummy marketer's wet dream. Not to mention all the possible applications to the CIA. Does this qualify as end-of-the-world importance then, Mr. Decker? Yeah, it sure as hell does. Actually, it goes a bit above and beyond that. I don't think I can tell Yannick about this. What? Why not? Look. You know and I know that the old bastard's itching to get back at the helm of Parallax. He plays a good game of ceremonial ribbon cutting, but he's been sniffing around for a way to get back at the board ever since he was outed. Thankfully, this could play right into his hands, so it's win-win for all of us, right? But he's gotta have plausible deniability. If there's even a whiff that he orchestrated this, he'll be done for. This is all very clandestine. What do you suggest? He pays me well to make these kind of decisions autonomously. I may fetch and gather for him, but I clean up little messes too. Why don't we just call this a little mess, and I'll come help you out myself, eh? My military training should be more than enough to get us into the server mainframe without inside info. I still don't trust you, Leon. You don't have to trust me. Trust all the zeros in my salary. I do this for a living. I'm an expert. A professional. You're too green to be that confident about going in alone, Anderson Cooper. You've made your point, Mr. Decker. It's up to you, Turing. We'll take what we can get. That's the spirit. I knew you'd see it my way. We do this right and make them crash tomorrow, and Yannick will be able to buy out enough shares to get a seat back on the board. You can meet us at the entrance to the storm drains just south of the main Parallax complex. We'll make our entry from there. I can work with that. Just give me a bit to get some of my old gear. I wouldn't want to start the party unprepared. Well, that's the last of the people I think we can recruit, Stydian. Any more would be unwieldy, and we have a nice round set of skills to utilize. Let's head to Parallax now. I'll message Detective Rivers and we can wait for Mr. Decker to catch up to us there. Tomcat should be done with their programming soon, and then we can head in. Is that everything? I hope so. We got one shot here. Ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? It looks like Doctor Who. He does. Chapter 6, Christmas Eve. Ah, Detective Rivers. I see you've beaten us here. Sure. Wanted to get the lay of the land before anybody else showed up. You ready to head in? We're waiting for one other person, and then I need to get our distraction going. Speak of the devil! Ha ha ha! Ah, Mr. Decker. Precisely. Detective Rivers, allow me to introduce... I know who he is. Leon Decker, ex-Marine, served in North Korea. Record heavily redacted. And he works for Yannick Fairlight, who I'm sure is willing to help us out of the kindness of his heart, yeah? You have me at a disadvantage, miss. I've never made a secret of Yannick's goals here. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? And Turing here is gonna give Parallax an awfully bloody nose. Yannick can use that. Huh. And I'm sure that's all your cards laid out on the table, huh? You sure you want to work with this guy, Turing? I don't like the look of him. You've got good eyes, Detective. They're new. Ahem. Yes, Detective Rivers. I believe Mr. Decker will prove invaluable on this mission. Statistically, we're an entire 17% more likely to succeed with his expertise. Fine. We'll play it your way. Great. What's the plan, little guy? Tomcat and I have been unable to find the precise schematics of these storm drains, as they underwent some modification when Parallax began construction here. But the city's primary power and communications lines still run parallel along them, for maintenance purposes. The server center is certain to be set adjacent to the tunnel complex to allow easier connection. If we make our way through the drains, we should be able to exit at least close to the new server building. That will get us past the worst of the exterior alarms and defenses of the complex. They don't have security alarms in the storm drains? Well, they probably do, but it's unlikely they're in good repair. The water level rises frequently, and maintenance is usually only handled during the dry season in the middle of summer. The moving water should give an enormous amount of false positives. We'll have to move quickly, since the rains upstream will cause erratic surges in the water levels. What about this server building? Do we have plans for it? Any info on the guard rotations? Construction on that finished only last year. It's state-of-the-art and currently services the primary ROM control and distribution network. Based on what we've learned, I'm assuming it was built primarily to give Big Blue enough power to sift through all of the data on the network. That's the big bad AI, right? Right. The entire facility is automated. Security, maintenance, and even new construction, all run by ROMs. There might be a single human engineer on site to take care of everything the ROMs can't figure out, but we shouldn't have to worry about any intervention. At least not immediately. I think we can handle some robots, assuming Leon is as good of a shot as the blank marks in his file suggest. Lady, I'm even better than that. Once we make our way to the primary server control core, I can link myself to the network and Tomcat can work their magic. It's all we have to do. Ha 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 ha! That's an awful lot of question marks before we get to the profit, but we'll figure it out. Anything you'd like to add, Stygian? What do we do if we run into someone? That's what the stunners are for. They'll do bad things to a ROM, but it'll only discombobulate a human. Discombobulate? You aren't the only one who can query the mesh for a dictionary. How are we getting out? I'll buy us some time. One way or another. At the very least, we should be able to bluff our way out of with my badge. There'll be hell to pay later, but we'll make it out with our hides intact. You can just pretend I'm the bad guy and slap some cuffs on me. Yannick can get me out of holding if I need it. A sound plan, Mr. Decker? Yeah. I won't have to pretend much for that. Do we have a backup plan? If worst comes to worst, Tomcat should be able to damage the servers in some way. We won't be able to stop Parallax completely, but it should slow them down. They might even buy us some time to escape, since they'll be too busy trying to keep the racks from melting down. That covers it. Let's do this. Excellent. Let me call Oliver and put our distraction in motion. After that, I'll call Jess. Jerry, we're in position. Are you ready? Tell him I'm sick of standing around staring at these losers' faces. Shut up, Chad. I can't hear the phone. We're ready when you are, Oliver. Go ahead and let Chad do his thing. Okay, we'll try to buy you as much time as we can. Chad, we're on. Hell yes! You two ready to do this? Let's bust some skulls. Sorry. He gets overexcited sometimes. Come get some! Arrgh! Someone just hit me with a bottle! Oops, gotta go. Wow, did you see the arm on that fox girl? So awesome! Okay. Hello, Jess? Holy shit, did the robot really just call me? How did you even get my personal line? You know what? Never mind. I'm just here in the midst of committing the felony of inciting a riot. No big deal, yeah? One more thing to have my tech guy handle. After these CCTV cameras, all my mysteriously loose connections to the mesh. Jess, we're calling for... I know where you're calling. Or why you're calling. Next time, just send up a signal flare or something. Let's get this going, people! Go show those revolution scum who's the real future of humanity! Good to hear you have things in hand. Oh, yeah. All under control. Give Stygian my love. This is kind of fun. Hey, Claire, see if you can wean that blue mohawk douche with a bottle again. Oh, that's silly. Right. We're good to go. Let's hurry. That's the Parallax headquarters. Yes, all of that is just for one corporation. Is there anything you'd like to say to Parallax before we do this? We're gonna stop you for Hayden. It's just business, nothing personal. Thank you, Stygian. Aww. The lamp towers atop the entrance to the underground tunnel, powered by 2 cables clamped to its head. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and save here just in case. Let's save it here? Yeah. Yes. Die! Continue. Street light. It's not just a lamp, it's a street lamp. Okay. Is there any plants around here to look at? I know Turing loves looking at plants. No, nobody has hidden in the bush to spy on you. Your years of cartoon watching have yet to pay off. Someone did dump a lot of garbage here, though. Impressive, considering they would have had to move branches aside to bury it so deep in. Dedicated littering is the worst kind of littering. It is a good shrubbery, but a dense one with hidden thorny bits. This poor pruning technique of yours will only lead to cut hands and sadness. A large palm tree looms overbearingly beside the path. A short walking path diverts from the street and runs all the way down the tunnel entrance. I have to look at everything. The entrance to the tunnel has a real safe house bunker vibe to it. Like there's a lifetime's worth of dried fruit and canned goods sitting beneath it just in case. Oh. The entrance to the underground tunnel is blocked off by a red lid. Let's talk to it. This leads to an underground tunnel, not a speakeasy. No passwords needed. The lid is mechanical, and it refuses to allow you to open it. Won't budge? I should have expected this to be blockaded, based on what I know of their issues with people making camp in the tunnels. Luckily, yours truly was designed and created by high-ranking official Parallax employee, who is very close friends with another high-ranking official Parallax employee, whose access badge we now possess. Go ahead, Stygian. You swipe Vincent's Parallax badge against the lid's security panel, and it flashes an affirmation. Okay, Stygian, it's time. We'll call Tomcat once we get inside, assuming we find a way in, and they'll lead us into the system. Let's go. Huh, it's better lit in here than I expected. The city replaced all of the lights in areas like this with low-power, high-durability LEDs a few years ago. Actually cut down on vagrants setting up camp in the tunnels and drowning when the rains came through. Either that, or they just see better enough to know when to clear out. Maybe. Speaking of that, we should move quickly. The waters are likely to rise soon. Not high enough to be dangerous, but I don't float well. I can handle being submerged, but I can't swim. Keep an eye out for one of those maps they leave out for the maintenance crews. Might be printed on the wall, or maybe a terminal if someone was willing to waste that much money. Okay. Okay, everyone. Let's keep moving. Alright, I get arrows. Turn around. What's this? A caution sign. The sign is orange, so it just means caution, not warning. If you ever see a purple sign, you're in bad trouble. Okay, let's turn right. Let's turn right. Water hazard sign. This sign means water. Imagine that! The water is the most dangerous thing here, and yet this sign is the cutest of them all. Okay. Okay, well, let's turn left. Oh. Okay, we've got different ways we can go. Let's go left. Look! There's an information terminal. Ha! Now we know what the city spends its credits on. Let's see where we are and plan our path then. Does that show me exactly where I'm facing? I bet if we had gone straight here, it was a dead end. Not sure. I kind of want to go over here and see what's over here. Or maybe this is where we came. I think this is where we came from. I kind of want to see if there's anything at the dead ends, just in case. Let's go right. Ooh. Be careful, everyone. The water is starting to deepen. We need to get going. If the water rises too much more, we're gonna get washed out. Okay, maybe I should Turing will probably be okay, but the rest of us need to breathe. Mostly. Ha! Alright, I know where we are. Just go straight and keep going. So I guess this is the destination. I hope that's not where we came in. Now that I think about it. But I'm gonna go ahead and assume that's where we're going. Make sure I'm going the right way? Okay. Whoa. Ah! The water is rising higher! Stop jabbering and keep your stunners above the water. We can't risk them getting shorted out. Alright, we're almost there. Ha ha ha! This water is getting mighty high. We have to get to an exit now. We're almost there. Here it is! This is the ladder we're looking for. Finally, remind me to pass on this part of the mission next time, Stygian. I'd rather deal with your sister being mad at me. The main server building is just up there. Let's hurry before someone notices us. Those kids probably can't keep that riot up much longer. Oh. I think I know where we are. It's music. Parallax filled this building's plans with the city per regulation, and although they're clearly incomplete, these hallways are mapped out rather well. It's a straight shot to the server core from here, more or less. We've got activity. Looks like something's moving up ahead. The building security VI must have noticed us. Already? We'll have to make it past these ROMs without getting ourselves caught somehow. No problem. We've all got stunners that will make those bots fry at the highest setting. Well, is there another way? We don't have to destroy them completely, do we? Not to put too fine a point on it, Turing, but they're not like you. They're just plastic and programming puppets. But they won't always be. Not for much longer. Lexi, Decker. Once we replace Big Blue with my original source code, we'll have the power to make every ROM a sapient individual. Just like me. I know it seems like splitting hairs, but it seems wrong to destroy them when we've come here to give them life. They deserve it. Oh, fine. Here, give me that stunner. Zapper removed from items. Alright, done. I've changed the setting on it to give you a lower yield with a more lengthy pulse. It should disrupt them long enough for us to get past and won't do any permanent damage to any systems that can't be repaired. Does that assuage your bleeding heart? Yes, thank you, Mr. Decker. Zapper added to items. No problem. We can't all be soldiers. Ha ha ha. Stygian will have to do all the shooting, though. Decker and I will keep our stunners at default settings so we can handle any humans that show up. That low-powered pulse would just piss most people off, but wouldn't stop them. Lead the way, Stygian. We're almost there. Let's go ahead and save it again. Nasty ass milk. Just do it inside. Oh, look! It's a Malcolm Jr. model. They perform basic maintenance duties, mostly. They're cute, too! Wait a second. It's shooting at us! Take it down, Stygian! Okay. We've got more of them. This is fun! Do we have a health? That's a full-scale Malcolm! Okay. We can't let them stop us. We're too close to our goal. Let's finish this. That's the last of them! The doors to the server core should be just past this maintenance tunnel, not too far from our current position. There probably won't be any more security once we get there. Too much risk in damaging the equipment that supports the racks. Hey, Turing, Stygian. At this point, I think Lexi and I should head back and guard the entrance in case more security shows up. Good idea. Neither of us know any of the technical stuff. Plus, we can hold our own if anything happens. Yeah. We'd be useless down there. Ha ha ha. It won't be too much longer before we start getting a real response from security, too. That works. We'll move as fast as we can, then. Be careful, you two. Good luck down there. We're out. Come on, Stygian. Oh, I got an achievement. This should be the last hurdle, Stygian. The configuration ahead doesn't match the available floor plans for this section of the building. The path is blocked off. We can't go any further than this way. Hold on for a moment. I'm going to stop at the maintenance mesh and see if I can find a way to open up this path. Yeah, I think we're pretty close to the end. Got it. We should be able to move around freely enough using this. Do you mind opening the door in front of us? Good work. Let's head in. None of this is detailed in the public floor plans for the building. The mainframe seems to have been moved up a floor. Perhaps they installed extra heat exchangers. Get off there. Of there. Did come and go God to out. Lexi, are you okay? Uh-oh. I've lost Lexi's transmission, Stygian. She seemed distressed. What could have happened? Arg! I can't reach her. All of this equipment's interference combined with being underground is deflecting most of the transmissions I would otherwise have the ability to receive. Let's go back and check on her. We have to keep going. I agree. Lexi is a skilled combatant, and if we go back now, we'd be putting ourselves and the entire mission in jeopardy. However, we won't be able to contact Tomcat or the others until we reach the main control room. We'll just need to call her as soon as we can. But perhaps we should consider hiding first? If security got to her and Decker, they could be headed here next. If someone comes, we can hide amongst the heat exchangers until they pass. The noise and mist from the climate control should mask our presence. I'll switch to quiet mode on my interface for the duration. Alright, lead the way. This way, Stygian. Someone's coming! Hide! Hello? Stygian? Turing? Is it Dr. Fair? What's his name again? Fairfax? I need help. Hello? Come out. Come out. Wherever you are. Ugh. And here I was thinking I could get the drop on the two of you and we could do this the easy way. Silly me. Ha ha ha. He must be one of the Flower's old cyborg, military cyborgs. I guess that cop warned you I was coming. She's got a hell of a set of peepers on her, huh? Must have paid top dollar for them if they're able to see through my combat cloaking. Oh well. They'll be a nice souvenir after all this is done. Ha ha ha. She ran and hid like a coward, just like you two, and now I can't seem to find her to finish her off. I guess that's what I get for being made out of tech that was outdated 20 years ago. Oh, this sound. Kinda sounds like Five Nights at Freddy's. Not that it's going to help you two any. Why is he even talking? Decker is a combat android! What? I bet you're thinking right now, is he really going to do that B-grade VR drama villain thing? Really, it's not like that. I'm normally not one for grand speeches. Ha ha ha. Theatrics are fun, but wholly unnecessary. I like to get straight to the bloodshed, you know? So, let's do this the hard way. I like the hard way. I love the hard way. I would have preferred to just creep around invisible and gut you from behind, but that damn lady fried my cloaking emitter when she hit me with her stunner. Inconvenient. But look, this is gonna be super fun. Ha ha ha. So I really shouldn't let you in on this, but to your advantage, there's a hell of a lot of electromagnetic radiation noise and weird thermal currents in this room. It's actually almost fair. Ha ha. Almost. And now? Now I'm coming for you. Make your arrangements. Oh God. So here's how this is going to work. On my turn, I'm going to tell you a story. On yours, you two are going to try to run. Or hide. Doesn't matter. Player's choice. Lucky you. But just keep in mind, if I manage to piss you off, or make you scared enough, I might, just might, be able to hear your heartbeat racing. Heck, I might even be able to smell you if the currents in the air are right. I can smell your fear, and the taste lingers on my tongue sweeter than any drug. So, that's the game. I'm going to tell you all about how I've been tracking you since this whole thing started. And you just have to try to stay extra calm so that I can't find you. And, well, you can guess. Won't this be fun? Ha ha. This is bad. What do? We can't fight him. But we have the... No. He messed with our zapper. We can't take him with these settings, and there's no time for me to figure out how to revert it. We don't have the firepower. We used the zapper too much on the security ROMs. We only have the charge for 4 stun level shots at most. It'll have to be enough. Wait. The interface I'm using allows me to control whether these surrounding server columns are active or not. If I close off some nodes, it should at least slow his movement and disorient him. It won't stop him outright, but I can focus on tracking Decker's location using this, and you just tell me where to block off his path so we can try to navigate him away from us. Avoid getting near him until we think up some sort of solution. If he finds us, be ready to shoot. He's fast. Ready or not, here I come. You take the lead, Stygian. Pick what to close first, then let's get moving. Let's see. How do I know if a door is closed? Is this closed? I can't tell if this is closed. I'm going to assume that it is, or I can close this one. I don't know where to go. So let's see. Where do I start? Okay, let's begin with the easy stuff, where I reveal my dastardly plot. Well, Fairlight's dastardly plot. He thinks he's some kind of modern Machiavelli, but the old hack already got ousted from his seat once. Pathetic. He's been trying to find some way to get control of Parallax ever since then. You already know that, of course. He barely tries to hide it. For a while, he'd been trying to dig up enough dirt to blackmail his way in, since tanking the stock and staging a buyout would put the company in a place where it would need years of work to get back on track again. So, imagine my surprise when you walk in, right through the front door of a suspiciously missing Parallax researcher whom I had been casing for dirt. I was going to dump your body in the bay, but Fairlight figured it might pay off if we give you a little lead and wait to see what you could track down. Hurry, Stygian, he's getting closer. I didn't see my position. Let's turn around. I wonder if I can't trap him there. And, geez, pay off? Did it ever? We've learned all sorts of things through following you, but I'm sorry to tell you, Turing, that I never did find out who ordered Hayden's death. Too much company bureaucracy in the way. You might take solace in knowing that the two guys who actually did the deed are fish food. I might have gotten a bit annoyed when they refused to reveal who they were working with. Well, I mean, I was going to kill them anyway. Ha ha ha. I guess it doesn't matter. What if I can't just lock him in here? Oh crap, okay. But this big blue stuff? This is a gold mine. Of course, Fairlight would prefer to not have Parallax's stock in the shitter, but this is too good of an opportunity to pass up. As soon as I'm done eviscerating the both of you, I'm going to trash this entire server complex. I could just let you do it, but I'm sure you have some kind of plan that will stop Big Blue for good. That can't happen. Fairlight needs control of that AI if he's going to get what he wants. Wrecking this installation will only slow things down a little. A tiny bit. Long enough for him to take control. Yes, I think I can save. Oh, no. But I did save just before this part. So I guess we'll have to continue this tomorrow. We'll continue this tomorrow, I guess, and we'll just have to get back to here easily. We'll get back here easily enough. So I'm sorry to have to cut it where we're gonna have to come back to this. I'm not even sure how to... I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. I don't think any of these places lead anywhere. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching me play. I've had a lot of fun playing this game. It's been really fun so far. But yeah, we'll finish this, hopefully finish the game tomorrow. And when I finish it, we'll go ahead and start Broken Sword 3. Then I won't have to read so much anymore, yes. So anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So, bye-bye.